You were telling me you were a Bigfoot guy?
Big Bigfoot guy.
You're in the Pacific Northwest.
Yeah.
That's Bigfoot country.
That is. I think that's the only reason I'm so into it. It's something I like so much that it ends up me giving you the same arguments you've heard a billion times.
Yes.
Oh, it's Gigantopithecus, came over the Asian plain, it's a bipedal hominid, it's just, And then at the end, it ends up with me just going, please, Joe, can you just say it's maybe a possibility? Like, that's what it always ends up being.
Yeah.
I remember you one time going, there's nothing out there. Yeah, didn't you say that about
Hunters
Bigfoot?
don't see it. That's why I don't believe in it.
Some hunters do.
No, not many.
People that see it are usually loggers, hunters, natives, people that are out in the woods.
There's another problem. Another problem is dusk. You see things at dusk or at dawn. It's very confusing.
Mm-hmm.
Bears walk on two legs all the time. I have personally watched bears walk on two legs, and if I didn't know any better, and if it was a dark environment, like it was dusk, you barely can see, I would think it's Bigfoot. But I do think Bigfoot existed.
Yeah.
There's some insane number of Native American words for Bigfoot.
Oh, yeah.
Sasquatch is just one of them. There's a bunch of Native American words for this one animal that's fake, but all the other words they have are for real animals. They don't have a bunch of dragons. They don't have like mythical creatures in Native American mythology, but they do have this one giant man thing that definitely existed.
At some point.
At 100%, Gigantopithecus was a real animal. It was 8 to 10 feet tall, bipedal hominid. It was a huge gorilla-looking primate that died off somewhere around 100,000 years ago, but they don't know really for sure.
100,000?
Yeah, but they don't know for sure. The thing about it is, it's like, if you only find fossils from 100,000 years ago, you could assume that that this animal at least lived then. But you don't know when it went extinct.
Right.
You might find some new fossil like 10 years from now. They might find some new site. These are 20,000 years old, or these are 30,000 years old, or these are 50,000 years old. Anatomically identical human beings have been around for 500,000 plus years, maybe even more. Then we definitely interacted with them.
Yeah.
Or they were around when we were around.
I think they're still around. I think there's hundreds, maybe thousands of them. That's what I believe. I think they're in caves or something.
You know what the problem with that is?
What?
They're too big. The amount of food that they would need to eat, you'd have to be grazing all day long. If you're in the woods and you're in a heightened state because you're looking around, you don't know what's out there. It's all thick woods. It's weird. Woods are weird.
Yeah.
And you see something, you could trick your brain. I saw a squirrel, and for like 2 or 3 seconds, I thought it was a wolf. I'm like, oh my God, is that a wolf? People see what they want to see.
Yeah.
And the problem is you get something into someone's head, a mythological thing, whether it's a UFO or whether it's Bigfoot. I think the world is way more slippery than we like to think. And I think there's states of consciousness that people can achieve during high anxiety levels, definitely during the use of psychedelic drugs, sometimes during weird states in their life, like near-death experiences, loss of a loved one, extreme emotion, a lot going on, a lot of anxiety and fear, like you would have if you're in the woods.
Sure.
And then you
edge.
see a light across the sky. And it might have been just a meteorite.
Right.
But you're in the wrong headspace to
Yeah.
see that meteorite. You just freak.
Yeah.
And maybe for a brief moment, you can see something that's been there all along.
You know how defeated I am right now. I just want you to tell me, like, dude, there's some crazy stuff out there.
I've interviewed a lot of Bigfoot people.
Yeah.
I had one joke I used to do about Bigfoot. Here's what you don't find when you go looking for Bigfoot. Black people. You're more likely to find Bigfoot than you are black people looking for Bigfoot.
They're not out there.
It's a bunch of unfuckable white guys out camping. That's like...
That is the thing.
It's a community of people that want to believe something that there's zero evidence for, and they're fucking locked in.
They're hitting a tree with a stick, going like, we're going to wait for a knockback. And it's different Bigfoot researchers hitting a different tree, talking back to them.
Apparently, when marijuana was, when they were growing it up there, these hippies started arming themselves.
Yeah.
And then they had rival gang wars with people that would come in and try to steal their crop.
Sure.
So they started shooting at each other and killing each other. Like, I had a friend who found a cartel grow operation on a ranch. He works on a ranch in California, and he was doing his thing out in the ranch, and he found some water piping, and he followed the water piping, and they found this grow op. So this guy had diverted water, or many guys. They didn't see the humans that did it. They took their shit, and then they never caught the guys, I don't think. They would set up these camps in, like, they would go to, like, national forests. Apparently it's big in Northern California, where they go deep in the woods. They backpack in, and then they have a massive grow op on public land.
Yeah.
And they just get it till the time it's ready to harvest, and then they get out of there. But if someone interrupts that, if they get in the middle of that, they'll kill them.
Right.
Like these are cartel guys.
Yeah.
So my friend John Norris, he's been on the podcast before. He found a creek that had been redirected, and he thought like maybe a farmer had did this. Like what's going on? Maybe someone put an illegal dam on this. They follow it, and they find this crazy grow op with the cartel and guns, and so he winds up, instead of just being a game warden, now all of a sudden he's got a tactical team with attack dogs.
Crazy.
And they're running in fully armed with flak jackets on, having gunfights with the cartel in the woods over weed.
Yeah. I will say that that's like the most frustrating part about the Bigfoot subject is you got guys like who really like, no, I think an ape could, like a pod of apes could like live out here and this thing. And so you'll start to, guys like me will be like, yeah, this makes good sense. And then they'll get like a Native American to talk about it. And he'll be like, it's the magic man of the woods. And they're like, he disappears. He flies. He can stop the rain. And you go, this is, gosh dang it. We were making real good ground here, making arguments for it to be an ape.
I think the Native Americans are right. I think that's what it is.